Well, once again, good morning, Manna Church. Glad to have you here for part 5 of this week's Morning Manna. We've been talking about sanctification. What do you see in the mirror? Our growing in Christ-likeness. And so we've spent the first 4 days of this laying the foundation, talking about God's part, what God has done, what He is doing. And today and tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit more practical about our part in all of this. So if you haven't heard the first 4 parts, go back and check it out. I recommend that you do that. But today, I want to talk about how we approach our change or our sanctification. And I think that there's a key in here for us. Because I think that often we find ourselves thinking about this subject of change and the need to change. And we think of it like this, like, I have to find the strength. I have to find the will to change. Like it's up to us. And we've got to somehow draw that up from inside of us somewhere. But that's the wrong approach. The truth is actually so much better than that. We've mentioned 2 Corinthians 3:18 a few times this week, but I want to draw your attention now to the preceding verse, to verse 17. And here's what Paul says. He says, "Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom." There's freedom. So you don't have to find the strength to change because Jesus has already set you free to change. You are free. Now you can change. And that doesn't mean that we don't struggle. That doesn't mean that this is going to be easy. That doesn't mean that we don't still have sin. But Ephesians 2, if you're familiar with that chapter, tells us that before we knew Jesus, we were dead in our trespasses and sins. We couldn't change. But now you have Jesus and you have the Holy Spirit. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom. This is the way to approach our change, understanding that we are free to change, to allow the Lord to work in us. You can allow the Lord to work in you, and you're free to cooperate with Him. So I've said this kind of thing a lot this week, but breathe easy. Everything you need to change is already present in the Lord through the Holy Spirit, and you are free. You're free to say yes to Him. So it's good to be with you today, and I'm excited to be back with you one more time tomorrow for part 6 of this week's Morning Manna.